3:57 p.m. Anyway, so today we're going to be covering some different strategies to actually engage students in creating their own virtual reality tours. So one of the main benefits of engaging students in making their own tours is having them make connections across multiple areas that they've studied. So for example, if students were studying ancient Greece and ancient Rome, they could create a tour of both, incorporating some of the different elements from ancient Greek ruins and comparing them to ancient Roman ruins. But it's definitely a way for students to make connections across topic areas and across disciplines. And also it's just engaging for them to be able to create and share their own virtual reality tours with one another. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of quickly demonstrate some strategies that I think are helpful for helping younger students with creating their own tours. So one of the things that I recommend is using a combination of a couple of different video editors so that you can give students step-by-step guides on how to create their tours. One of them is Screencastify, which is the screen video recorder. So this is just strictly to record your screen. So right now, this is a Chrome extension, by the way. You can download it on the Chrome Web Store. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I'm signed in. I'm going to sign in with my Gmail account. So what will happen is this will allow all of your videos to automatically save to Google Drive. So right now, I'm just going to quickly demonstrate how I might go ahead and create a tutorial video for my students. Now, keeping in mind that this is going to be pretty basic, we're going to be adding some other features onto it in a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on Screencastify. And just going to demonstrate by recording my screen. And as soon as I hit share, it's going to count down 3, 2, 1. And then I'm just going to do a quick tutorial in which I show the viewer how to start creating a tour. So I'm just going to hit share.
3, 2, 1.
This video is to show how to create a Google Poly tour. First, what you'll need to do is go to poly.google.com/tour creator. Then from here, click on New Tour. Then give your tour a name and a description. And then from here, what you'll do is click on Create. Next, where it says search for places, you'll type in the name of the place that you want to search for. Click on it when it appears, and then click on Add Scene. Okay, so now I've just stopped my recording. And what's going to happen is it's going to appear in another tab. Interestingly enough, this one doesn't have sound, unless I just don't have it turned up. Oh, fantastic. Okay. I'm wondering if somehow the microphone was turned off. I'm also wondering if the other thing that's happening is because I'm sharing my screen with Google Hangouts, if it's not letting me share my screen with Screencastify at the same time. Just going to try this again. Okay, allow. Okay, so maybe it's going to work now. All right. Hi, Matt.
Hi, thank you.
So Matt, if you could just turn off your microphone and turn off the camera, and then that way we can use the group chat on the side, because when you speak, what happens is it switches over to you. That way we can just use the chat. Okay, so I think we should be all set. So anyway, what I was just about to demonstrate are just some different ways that you can create materials that students can use to make their own tours. So one of the tools that I'm going to cover right now is Screencastify, which is just a basic screen recorder. It connects to your Google account. It's free. And you get it through the Chrome Web Store. So essentially, it's a little extension that's going to appear here in the top right corner. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm just going to demonstrate how I might create a video tutorial. I'm going to make it super quick and not go through the whole entire process of creating a tour from scratch, since that's going to be a little bit redundant. We've already learned that. But I'm just going to show it for the purposes of creating a video that students would be able to use to create their own tours. All right, so anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to click on that little Screencastify icon. You know what? I'm going to open a new tab first. All right, so a little Screencastify icon. All right, I'm just going to hit OK. All right, record. Okay, and then share, and it should count down 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
This video is to show how to create a Google Poly Tour. You'll go to poly.google.com/tour creator. And then from this point, what you'll do is click on where it says new tour toward the top left corner. From here, give your tour a name and a description. And then click create toward the bottom right corner. From here, what you'll do is type in the name of a location. Click on it when it appears, and then click on add scene. Okay, so for the purposes of this, I'm just going to turn off my screen recording. So now what's going to happen is it's going to automatically save this screen recording to my Google Drive account. This video is to show. All right, anyway, so notice it says uploads in progress, Google Drive. Okay, so now we've got the video on Google Drive. Another thing I want to mention is especially with younger kids or kids that maybe need a bit of extra guidance, is using some free tools to be able to edit the video. So I find that a really good tool for that is wevideo.com. Again, also free. They do have a premium version, which is really great, but you can still do some pretty good stuff with the free version. And again, this syncs up with your Google account as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in with Google. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and create a new video edit. So what I'm going to do is upload my video that I just created in Screencastify to WeVideo. That way I can use some of the editing tools in WeVideo. I wish my Wi-Fi wasn't so slow. Maybe if I accept the cookies. Okay. All right, so basically to upload, there's the media folder. You've got the green import media button. You have the ability to import from sites like Google Drive. So in this case, that's what I'm going to do. Again, I'm just going to need to sign in with my Google account. Okay. Okay, so then what it's going to do is bring me to my drive, and I should have that, that video that I just recorded. It should be titled May 22nd. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and select that video, and then it's going to appear up above my timeline. Might just take a moment for it to upload, but anyway, the important thing is that we have these text tools up here. If you click on the A, this gives text tools and annotations, the motion or premium, but really what we're primarily concerned with are callouts. So then you've got these different callouts that you can use to point to different stuff in your screencast. So I'm just going to drag one of these into video 2. I'm just going to check on my media folder, see if my screencast is done uploading, which it is. So I'm just going to drag that right now into video 1. So what's going to happen, I'm just going to hit play really quickly so that you can see kind of what this looks like. And actually, I'm just going to change the color of the text box because it looks like we have white on white. To edit, you would simply click on the little text box, put your pointer on the 3 lines, and click the pencil to edit. And then you have, you know, different font styles, colors, etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the color of the text box. Checks, yep, text background color. Sorry about the lag. I'll just go with yellow for now. It's nice and bright. Whoa, what just happened? That's not yet. Oh, you know what? I want to do the full box. I think that should cover it. There we go. Okay. All right. Anyway, so I guess it's the second A. That one's just highlight color, even though it says, what does it say, highlight? I don't know. Anyway, so anyway, from that point, I'm just going to save those changes. So what's going to happen now is you're going to have this basically what's called a call out box appear on top of the screencast. I notice right now that it's a little, so actually what I'm going to, I have a feeling right now, everything's being a bit slow and laggy and it's not being very cooperative with me. Hold on. Okay. All right. I'll close that. Okay. Anyway, so what should happen is the text should appear on top of the video. This video is to show how to create a Google Poly tour. You'll go to poly.google.com. Obviously, we want to edit it so that it actually points to certain things. So what I'm going to do right now is click on the pencil to edit again. And then from that point, I'm just going to go ahead, move my text box, move my arrow, and then I'm just going to say something like go to whoops, accidentally hit my search button. poly.google.com/tour creator. So What this will do is including these call outs will help students to know what to do. So then I'm just going to go ahead, scroll down, save my changes. And then you have the ability to move it in the timeline, change the amount of time that it appears for. So I'm just going to hit play so that way I can get an idea of when I want this to disappear. This video is to show how to create a Google Poly Tour. You'll go to poly.google.com/tour-creator. And then from this point, what you'll do is click on where it says new tour toward the top. Anyway, I recommend just copying and pasting the annotation. So right now I'm just going to go ahead. I just copied and pasted that since it's already in the color that I want. And then I'm just going to edit that one so that it says click on new tour. So now we'll have this new one right here. So click new tour. All right. And again, you can kind of judge how long it should appear for. So I'm just going to test this one. Click on where it says new tour toward the top left corner. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and maybe shrink that a little so it doesn't appear for quite as long, but you get the idea. So this is a tool that you can use to make good, step-by-step videos with annotations. You also have the ability, if you click on text, you can add things like rectangles. If you were to add another video track, I'm just going to go ahead. I clicked on the plus sign to add another video track. You could put a rectangle even to show where something is. I'm just going to do this super quick. So for example, right here, I'm just going to put like a little rectangle over that. And oh yes, the paid version. Sorry, Matt, I'm going through the free version because I figure if people don't have the premium, but I know I have the premium version for this year and I have to give it up. Unfortunately, I'm very disappointed. So anyway, I figure we'll go through the free stuff, but yeah, it is available in the premium. All right. So anyway, you'll finish up your video. What I recommend doing, I'm just going to go ahead and call this Poly Tour. So you probably already know how to do this stuff. All right. So I'm just going to also connect it to YouTube. Because that's going to come in handy for what we're going to be doing next is to upload it directly to YouTube. And of course, you do have the option to upload it to Google Drive or a number of other social accounts. All right. Obviously not the greatest video in the world, but just for the purposes of demonstrating what we're going to do here. Matt, do you have any questions so far? Okay, thank you. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to show is how to use the PlayPosit video tool in order to kind of take this video even further. This is super helpful for young kids who not only are going to need a step-by-step video tutorial, but that also are going to need a reminder as to, when they might need to stop and pause and follow directions. I know that particularly when I start using instructional videos with my 5th graders, of course, the youngest grade I teach is 5th. But at the very beginning of the year, I have to teach the kids that they need to stop and pause and follow what's in the video rather than just stare at the screen. Let's say if I gave them like a 3-minute tutorial video, sometimes what kids are bound to do is they're bound to stare at the screen for 3 minutes. And then I'll say, so what did you get accomplished? Oh, we watched the video. And I'll ask them, did you do what was in the video? Of course, the answer is no. That's definitely something that doesn't happen too often now that I'm like a, pretty decent, experienced veteran technology teacher. But this is something that could be helpful for younger kids. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and log into PlayPosit. And for the purposes of what we're going to be doing here, we're not going to be actually adding questions, but we're going to be adding sort of pause points where the video will pause. So that way students will be prompted to go ahead and do what the video says to do prior to moving on in the video. Okay, so I'm now logged into PlayPosit, and I'm just going to go ahead and create a new bulb. All right, and then I'm going to get the URL to my YouTube video. Apparently it's still queued. So you know what? What we'll do is I'm actually going to skip to something else that I was going to show as well, just because it's probably going to take a few minutes, even though it's only a 55-second video. Anyway, so the other thing that I was going to share, and this is probably better with older students, is simply creating a guide in a Google Doc. And using things like screenshots, outlines, table of contents, so that students can use what they need. So here's an example. I kind of did this partially finished student guide to creating Google Polytours. So you've got here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you, essentially we've got this little table of contents. And as of right now, it only has 2 items, but so let's say, for example, you know, if I were using this with, let's say, my 8th grade students, they would probably, most of them would be able to figure out how to go to poly.google.com and create a new tour. However, if they needed it, they could click on this link that says create a new tour. It brings them to the page that shows how to create a new tour. And everything is annotated with this screenshot. It has the step-by-step instructions. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Sort of the screen, the screen capture with the kind of little call outs showing where to click. And then finally, we've got this right here that says click here to go back to the table of contents. Then I also added it as an outline as well. So if I just go into show document outline, I also put it as an outline as well, but I find that using these bookmarks is really helpful because a lot of the time kids might not have the outline open and kids might not know how to bring up the outline. And so I include both of these tools so that students will be able to access content in sort of a table of contents format. So they're able to get what they need. I'm just going to go ahead and check on my video. Geez, okay, still queued. All right. Anyway, so for the purposes of all of our participants, I'm just going to give a demonstration of how to create screenshots and outline links and bookmark links. So let's just say, for example, I want to show how to add a point of interest to my tour. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in my table of contents. All right, and then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back over to Tour Creator and going to go ahead and take a screenshot. So of course, the ability to take screenshots is different depending on what kind of device you're on. So I'm on the Chromebook, so it's Control, Shift, and the capture key above the 6. So I've got my screenshot. I'm just going to go ahead, copy it, and just going to scroll down so that I can add a new page to my student document. All right, and so add a point of interest. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, and I'm going to click on where it says normal text. I'm going to do update heading 1 to match. That's going to add it as a heading in my outline. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do kind of my step-by-step click. Hold on, what was it again? So, oh, that's still going. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to say something like click add point of interest on the right. Okay. And then I'm just going to insert a new Google drawing. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste my screenshot that I just took. It's being a little slow. Let's see. try copying again. All right, so screenshot. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Oh, it pasted it twice. Okay. Oh, 3 times. All righty. So I'm just going to go ahead, kind of stick that so that it's in the corner. Going to go ahead and add a shape. I'm just going to kind of draw a shape around where it says add point of interest. I'm going to make it transparent. I'm going to add a text box here so that it says step 1. And then just going to make it white so that it kind of stands out. Maybe give it an outline as well. All right, so now that's essentially what you would do here. And then I'm just going to go ahead back over to Tour Creator, add point of interest. I'm just going to screenshot where you would title it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to scratch that one and then, okay. All right. So for the purposes of making this kind of a quick tutorial, I'm just going to demonstrate just these 2 steps here and not actually show the steps to making, narration and the overlay images. So I'm just going to go ahead and screenshot, or I'm sorry, paste my screenshot here. And then just going to, actually, I'm going to crop that one a bit. And I'll crop it a bit more because now it's covering. Of course, I can always, send to back and whatever. But anyway, just trying to do this as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and crop that. Okay. So then I might show my students something like this. And I would have like step 1, and then I'm just going to copy and paste. That's going to be step 2, where you add the title and description. And then finally, step 3, where you would drag the icon. So 1, 2, and then 3. And I'll just kind of put a little arrow here so that way somebody looking at it would know that you are to take that little information icon and drag it. So just going to go ahead, add a little arrow here, and there we go. And of course, you can always use the tools to make the lines thicker here, but just for the purposes of demonstrating. So you would simply go ahead and finish putting your steps in. So you type in something like type a title and description for your point of interest. And then click and drag the info icon to appear on top of your point of interest. Okay, so to make this into a bookmarked link, you would simply click at the heading, insert, and bookmark. And then if you scroll back up to the top, we're going to just take this where it says add a point of interest, click the link button, and then do bookmarks. And there should be the last bookmark will say add a point of interest. So we're going to click on that and click apply. Likewise, I have these other bookmarks that say click here to go back to the table of contents. So essentially what it is it's just another link. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to type in click here to return to the table of contents. Highlight, link button, and of course the table of contents is going to be the first bookmark. So I'm just going to go ahead, click that, apply. If I click on that, boom, we're back at the table of contents. All right. Anyway, Matt, do you have any other questions? I'm hoping maybe that my wee video has exported. Pretty please. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So this is a little tricky. I've never had it take this long for it to export a video. Let's see. Several minutes. Okay. All right, you know what I'll do instead is I'll demonstrate actually with one of the other videos that I've done for this class and put that into Play Pause It instead. So I'm just going to go ahead and head on over to YouTube. And I purposely did the video portion first, so that way it would hopefully be ready by this point, but it's not. All right, so just going to go ahead into my channel. All right, and all right, just going to pick one of the videos here.
All of the material that we're going to be covering in today's class.
All right, hooray. So I just pulled up last week's video. So let's just say, for example, I think in last week's video, I was showing how to screen record. So I'm just going to go to that part. Let me just check on WeVideo one more time. Still, okay. Alrighty, so let's see.
Outside the Coliseum.
Trying to think of where I actually teach how to do something. All right, so like right here, I'm teaching how to use Screencastify. Maybe a little bit farther along. So at 10.
I'm just going to show this video right here really quickly as far as how to screen record your Expedition tour and upload it to YouTube.
All right, so for the purposes of demonstrating this, let's just say that this was a video showing how to make a screen recording. So like if you wanted students to make a screen recording, because unfortunately my video showing what to do in Poly is taking forever to process. All right, so actually the other thing we can do, you know what, I kind of changed my mind. I'm sorry, I'm changing gears now a bit because of the fact that I'm having some technical difficulties here. I'm actually going to search my school YouTube channel. I'm going to actually find one of the videos that I created that actually shows how to do something in Poly. So and it's a zillion videos here. Let's see. All right.
This video is to show how to use the Google Expeditions app. So right now I'm just going to open up the app. And if you don't see this screen.
All right, well, we'll demonstrate it with this. So anyway, the advantage of using Play Pause It is that you can put those pauses into your video. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste the URL of this video. Just going to check this. Still processing. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to skip ahead to that 1104 piece. Let's see. Sorry about the lag. Maybe close out some of these extra tabs. All right, so now I'm really having technical difficulties. I can't get the video that I want, and now I can't even get the video that I didn't want, but nothing's happening. Sorry about this. I'm gonna try reloading.
is to show how to use the Google Expeditions app. So right now I'm just going to open up the app, and if you don't see this screen, what you would do is tap on Discover in the bottom left corner.
So right here, I would maybe pause it. Since it's gone over a couple of steps, I'm just going to click on this little icon toward the bottom and add question, but I'm actually really not going to add a question. It's going to be a reflective pause. And so what you would do is just type in something like, please complete the previous steps before resuming the video. Okay. All right, so now what you'll need to do is you'd basically just put in those pauses for students. If you were combining it with the annotations that are in WeVideo, so if you were taking, let's say, this tour, or this video rather, that has the screen recording, that has the annotations, and then putting in the pauses all together, that's going to be really good. You know, it's unfortunate that it's not really working, but combining the Screencastify, combining the WeVideo, and combining the PlayPosit is going to make it so that it's a really awesome interactive video for students, and particularly for younger students. So anyway, then what you would do is you would make sure that you've got your pauses anywhere where you need your pauses. And then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and save and finish, even though obviously I've only added one pause. And then from this point, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, let's see, I forgot to actually edit it so that it could allow rewinding. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit edit again. You do obviously want to save and finish, but so up at the top right corner, and you have the settings icon, and what you want to do is set it to allow viewers to rewind during questions. And of course, for the purposes of this, we're giving students a tutorial. We're not actually testing their knowledge on anything. So just going to go ahead and hit close on that, and I'm going to preview.
This video is to show how to use the Google Expeditions app. So right now I'm just going to open up the app. And if you don't see this screen, what you would do is tap on Discover in the bottom left corner. So
now what it does is, see, it prompts to complete the previous steps before resuming the video. Oh, no problem, Matt. We're almost done anyway. I wish that the video had worked, the one that I made in WeVideo, but I'll check on it again. Let's see, export status. Still queued. Oh my goodness. Hi, Susan. You can always rewind and see what we covered. So basically what we covered was, you know, doing a couple of different materials to share with students so that they can create their own tours. Anyway, so I was just actually finishing up the last part. So what we did was we made a screencast of how to create a tour. We used WeVideo in order to annotate it. So I'll just kind of show it really quickly.
This video is to show how to create a Google Poly tour. You'll go to poly.google.com/tour creator. And then from this point, what you'll do is click on where it says new tour toward the top left.
So what I did was I tried to finish this video and then import it into PlayPosit. But unfortunately, this video has been exporting for probably close to a half hour now. My Wi-Fi is being extremely slow. So anyway, what I did was I demonstrated that using PlayPosit is really good to be able to add pauses into an instructional video for students. That way they're prompted to complete the previous steps before resuming the video. So basically using a combination of a Screencastify screencast, WeVideo annotations, and PlayPosit to put in the pauses. So depending on the level of students that you have, like I would say that using the annotations and the pauses is really good for younger kids, whereas older kids would probably want something a little bit more either fast-paced or self-paced. So then we also did this document complete with outlines and a table of contents. So if you were to rewind this a little bit further, you'll see basically how I did this table of contents and then showed how to add a point of interest and click to return to the table of contents. And then of course, also having this right here, create a new tour and having it on the outline. Sometimes students won't show the outline, you know, if it's not chosen in show document outline, students might not realize it exists. So that's why we included these bookmarks. But basically something like this would be good for older students because they could simply go to the link here, poly.google.com/tour creator. And I just mentioned that the example of my 8th grade students, they would probably, a lot of them, be able to figure it out on their own. They'd figure out that you have to click new tour. Basically what I do is a lot of the time with my older students is I'll give them a document like this and tell them, here's the table of contents. You might be able to figure out how to do something yourself, but if you get stuck, then you're going to need to click on what it is in the table of contents that you need to learn how to do. Like, let's say, for example, they figured out how to create their new tour, but they didn't know how to add a point of interest. Well, then they should click on add a point of interest to your tour, and it brings you to the steps that they would take. So these are some different tools that you can use with students, again, depending on the age level, grade level, etc. But that's pretty much it for today, just showing these different tools that you can use that will help students to be engaged in creating their own tours. At this point, Susan, do you have any other questions aside from just, you know, maybe looking back on what we did earlier in this video? Okay. All right. Yeah, I pretty much covered everything. So that works out. And if you have any other questions as you're looking back, you can always email me. But that way I'll just kind of stop the live hangout. That way I'm not repeating myself too much from what I said before. You know, kind of keep it a little bit more brevity for the other people who were able to join earlier. But again, you can always email me. Anyway, thank you, Susan, for coming. And I'm just going to go ahead and sign off. Have a great day.